Greetings, New Salem. Okay, let's do this Wellness Wednesday. Let's see here. Here we go. Just giving everyone a minute or so to get on. Come and join me for our Wellness Wednesday. All right. Greetings, New Salem. Welcome to the first Wellness Wednesday live session. My name is Chante Meadows. I am a licensed therapist and I'm a member of New Salem. And I am here just to talk to you a little bit, to give you a little bit of encouragement and information. Today's wellness topic we're going to discuss is anxiety. Whew, that's a mouthful right now with everything going on. Just came on to talk a little bit about anxiety and all that's going on in the world right now and how to best protect your peace during this time. And we're definitely in a time that we're taking care of our physical health. But I'm just here to encourage you to also take care of your mental health. This is the first Wellness Wednesday, and we will be doing these every Wednesday. So make sure you join us again next week. Like I said, today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about anxiety. Feel free to join in at any point in time. If you have any questions, please just type in a question. I will definitely make sure that I take a moment to answer any questions that you may have regarding anxiety. Like I said, I am a licensed therapist. My name is Chante Meadows. And so I'm definitely going to be talking to you from a clinical standpoint, but also a person who is right there with you going through this together. Being a working wife, mom at home with all the kids and the spouse working. So I know right now is a very anxiety provoking time for all of us. And so, like I said, I just wanted to hop on for a little bit and give you a little information about anxiety and how to protect your mind, how to protect your peace. I can answer any questions you may have about anxiety, so please let me know. Feel free to type something in if you have any questions or anything you would like me to address during this time. Let me first just kind of talk a little bit about, we hear this word anxiety a lot, and what exactly does anxiety mean? Anxiety is worry, it's fear, it's a feeling, it's an emotion. Anxiety can affect your mind, it can affect your body, it can affect your sleep, your eating. And so right now, we have a lot going on that's not in our control. We have, a stay-at-home order, which we don't always feel in control of where we can go, what we can do, how to do it. And so that can be very overwhelming. Right now, depending on where you work, you may or may not be working. And even if you are working, you are presented with a whole different kinds of set of challenges of how do I work from home? And what do I do with that? And so, and a lot of people have worry of, I don't want to get physically sick during this time. And what does that look like to not get physically sick? And also, how do I not let this overwhelm me to the point that my mind is disrupted, my mental health is disrupted? And so that's very hard to do when so much is not in our control. Kind of like what I was saying is anxiety is defined as an emotion characterized by feelings and tensions. So oftentimes when we have anxiety, sometimes people get headaches, and that can look like anxiety. Sometimes you can have a stomach ache. Sometimes you can't fall asleep the way you would like to fall asleep because your mind is constantly racing and you're worried about a lot of the what ifs that are happening. And so um, this is a time to pay attention to, are you anxious? Am I? Understand that it is completely normal to feel overwhelmed right now. It is completely normal to say you're feeling anxious. Even you might even feel honestly a little depressed right now because we are doing social distancing, and social distancing can be very isolating. And I just want to encourage you to just take the time, even with that, to be like, how do I take care of my mind? Yes, we know right now we're going to keep our space from people, we're going to keep our distance, but I also want to encourage you to be like, okay, how am I going to take care of my mind? I know to wash my hands, I know to put what to do in that capacity, but what do you do to take care of your mind? And being very intentional about this process and about this time. We can't just let it go by the wayside and as if it doesn't matter, because we're constantly being inundated with information all the time, whether it's the news, the press conferences, whether it's a family member or worrying about family member. So right now we have so much worry. And what I would want to just take, and if you can, take a moment to take a deep breath, take a moment to take a step back, because what we do know is stress can affect our physical health. And right now we want to be as physically healthy as we can possibly be. So we want to take a moment and assess our mental health so that it doesn't overwhelm us to the point that our physical health is compromised. Our physical health can be compromised. Our immune system can be compromised. And during this time, this is the time we probably need our immune system to be the strongest we can. So we need to find those ways and those moments to really take care of ourselves, and really understanding that the mind and the body is connected. And so because the mind and the body is connected, how do I take care of my mind? What I would encourage you to do is pay attention to how much news you're watching. I'd encourage you to have conversations with friends, whether it's online, live, like we're doing now. You can do Zoom, you can do Snapchat, and have fun finding different ways to occupy your mind. Sometimes we look at the word distraction as a bad thing. I'm going to tell you right now, we need as many healthy distractions as you can possibly take. So be mindful. Don't spend too much time on social media looking up facts and statistics. What's the new numbers? Where are we? Guess what, guys? That is definitely going to go up. That information is going to keep rising. And as that information keeps rising, we know that's there. We can't control that. But what we can control is we control how much we put into our mind. What goes in is what comes out. And like I said, the mind and the body is connected. So right now, because we're trying to keep our body as physically healthy as possible, we have to be mindful of what information is coming in. So very much limit your social media time to only fun stuff. Laugh. Laughter really is good for your soul. Take those moments and find something to laugh. Contact someone who, when you usually talk to them, maybe they make you laugh. Maybe they, and if you're like, you know what, but I miss seeing their face. This is the day and age of technology. I'm coming to you live from New Salem's Facebook Live. So you can still have that connection. It's going to look a little different than what we originally hoped it would be and what we're used to, but that doesn't mean we can't make those adjustments. And those adjustments literally will help us be better during this time. Like I said, I'm a licensed therapist, and I often talk to my clients about coping skills and strategy and self-care. This is a time that if it's you have time sometimes right now, because if you're working from home, something I encourage you to do is put some boundaries in place. You want to work 8 to 5, keep it at 8 to 5. Don't let your work, because right now, if you're trying to figure out, well, how do I work at home with my kids and how do I do all of this? You have to put boundaries in place. Compartmentalize as much as you possibly can. So stick to some structure. Give your day some schedule, and as much as you can. I know kids don't always let you do that. I'm a mom of 4. I totally get it. We do the best we can, what we have. But if you can put some structure in your day, try to wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, take a lunch break, make sure you're eating. Um, food really fuels us. Be careful of how much caffeine you're drinking right now. Be mindful that caffeine increases anxiety. So it can give you that jittery feeling. It can make your mind race a little more than you want to. I know we're social distancing, so you know what though? You still can get outside and go for that walk. If you usually don't have time to go for a walk, you have time right now. Take that call, put some headsets in on your phone, take the call on your phone, and while you're walking, it'll distract you, and you're getting some good endorphins kicking in. Endorphins help our anxiety, help us feel better. So I'm really encouraging you to be intentional and mindful of what can you do during this time to take care of yourself. So already, like I said, if you're working from home and you do have to work, put some structure in your day. I really encourage you to make sure you are eating, not eating. Or eating too much. Be very careful that you're not stress eating right now. Like I said, the mind and body is connected, and oftentimes we do know when we're anxious or when we're depressed, sometimes we can get a little more snacky. This isn't the time to do that. And if you are, try to have healthy snacks available if possible. And because what happens is that sugar kind of spikes, and we can become a little more irritable and agitated. And that sometimes that combination of that anxiety and that depression is mixing. So I want you to take this time to really focus on your mental health, because we're also focusing on our physical health, and they are very much connected. So sleep, eat, drink water, watch how much caffeine you're intaking. And if you're feeling isolated right now, I encourage you to, if you may not be as tech savvy, not always our strong suit, this is a great time to learn. Honestly, I tell people you can Google just about anything right now. So Google, what are my social connection options? Whether it's, you know what, if you've never used Facebook Live, hop on Facebook. FaceTime with a family member. Facebook even has an option to talk to people through online. You can even talk to that. I encourage you to, right now, there's all kinds of things that are positive and fun on social media. I've been scrolling through my Facebook, and I've seen some really cool families doing some family stuff together. Of creating fun videos, fun pictures, doing things to create a connection as much as possible so you don't feel isolated, so you don't feel alone. Like I said, we may not have the actual physical space with someone all the time, but we can still have a social connection with each other face to face. I really encourage you to think about, like, what can I do when I just need to distract my mind because I am getting so overwhelmed thinking about this? This is a great time. Go for a walk. There's all kinds of fitness and exercise videos online. You can do yoga online. I like to do guided imagery with some of my clients, and guided imagery is that concept of like taking some deep breaths. Honestly, sometimes just stopping and breathing can really supply oxygen to the brain. It can slow the heart rate down, and it can just make you feel a little bit more conscious. Yes, I've been drinking a lot more soda too when I see that over there, and we all have to be careful with soda because soda does have caffeine in it, and soda will increase that anxiety. So we gotta be careful what we're eating. I'm guilty of that myself. I totally been doing it. So I'm with you, Dimitri. So trying to take something else I've been saying, what are coping skills? You can Google online coping strategies, and you can get a whole list of things. Coloring pages are an option. You know, this is a great time to be childlike and color. Take some time, find your favorite cartoon character as a kid, find your kids' favorite cartoon characters, and you can print off free coloring pages and just color things you can do as a family. I do recognize that a lot of us are at home with our kids, and we're trying to maintain our own mind and our own peace as well as maintaining our kids. And we want to be mindful and careful of not making those around us more anxious. And so sometimes that's just about taking, like I said, that deep breath, slowing things down, but it's also about sometimes taking the time to create connections with the people we do have around us. And some of that may be the people that's physically in your house, And some of that may be people that maybe aren't in your house, but we can FaceTime with them. If you have Google or Androids, there's Duo, there's FaceTime. So it's so you know what? You can play a card game, a board game. You can color online. Still doing this with it. When you have kids, do those childlike things. If you haven't had a family board game night in a while, play some board games together as a family. And just taking that time to slow down, be intentional, and connect with family and friends, like I said, in a different kind of way, because I know it's so stressful and we can feel so isolated and torn apart, and so much isn't in our control, but there are things we do have in our control. And we can spend time with our family that's in the house with us. We can have some face to face like I am right now. Think about doing exercise right now. I know a lot of fitness instructors are doing online videos. Get active. Get active. If you don't want to go for a walk, just do some stuff in your house, 5-10 minutes. We do know some physical activity really gets endorphins going, and endorphins are our body's natural happy chemical. So really taking that time to be intentional of how can I feel connected when I may feel isolated? How do I calm my mind down? Positive distractions. There is nothing wrong right now with distracting the mind, but we want to find as many positive and healthy distractions to do that. Spending time with family, checking on people. One of the things I've been telling my clients I have a lot of clients who are unemployed right now, or clients who aren't able to work from home for various reasons. And a lot of times, one of the things we've been talking about is whenever we say I've always wanted to do X, I've always wanted to do Y. But the two things that typically stop us from doing that is, well, I'm too tired and I don't have any time. And I have made a post about this recently as saying, this is the season of time. Time is now, because you can take this time of not being able to work from home or time of unemployment. And if you've always wanted to start a business, research how to create a business plan. Research what funding options may be available after this is over. Put the business plan together so it is the best designed business plan. So when all this is over, you're ready to launch. You're ready to go. If you've always been like, I wanted to meal plan, start Googling recipes and how to meal plan. If you want to start a blog or a YouTube channel, the time is now. Some things we can do right now during this stay at home and this virus time and this anxious time is hopefully we can get a little bit more rest than we normally do. So take a nap. Go to sleep. Get some rest. Pastor often says a nap and a snack. Y'all get our naps right now. Get your snack and then wake up rejuvenated and execute the things that you've always wanted to do but never have had a time. A lot of this is how we're going to choose to look at it. Find a way to rejuvenate and be positive during this time. I really encourage you to make sure during this time we take care of our mind just as much. I'm going to go ahead and look over here at the questions and see if I can answer some of those for you all. And let's see what we got over here. I'm going to see. FaceTime has been really helpful for a lot of people. Like I said, if you don't have an iPhone, there's an app called Duo that also works. How do you stay informed without getting overwhelmed from the information? My encouragement to stay informed right now is actually, I know right now in Ohio, the governor does a press conference every day at 2:00. Don't watch it. Just watch the news or go online and just catch the highlights. Like, what are the takeaways from the press conference? Don't watch it every day. Here's what I say. If it's really, really important and we really need to know, I guarantee there's going to be 10,000 people who are going to post about it. They're going to call you about it. They're going to tweet about it. So you don't have to feel like you have to stay up to date every single moment. So just take and find a way to get snippets of information just a little bit. Okay. Don't watch the press conference all day because, it can be overwhelming. To be honest with you, some people are trying to provide a lot of information so we can stay up to date. That may be overwhelming. There's certain sites you may not be able to follow right now, just to cut back on some of that. So you want to limit as much as you can, but still feel informed. But I guarantee you, if it's very, very important, you're going to hear about it. You're going to know. So don't feel like you have to keep up on every moment right up on the moment. It's okay to find out an hour later. It's okay to find out 2 hours later. Still do the things you need to take care of yourself. Um, yes, Mel. So things to do to help anxiety. So like I talked about distractions. The other things are, think about smells can help us. So if you really like smell, this will be a great time. If you like lavender or lemon is refreshing, you can get diffuser, you can burn candles, you can get air fresheners. Smells have an ability to calm us down. So ways to calm your anxiety. If you are able to take a bubble bath, a hot shower, drink chamomile tea. Think of all of your senses, and find ways to engage your senses to calm your anxiety. So drinking, taste. So you can have some calm hot tea. Like I said, be mindful of that caffeine. Smells, a hot shower, touch. Sometimes if you have pets, petting an animal and just being mindful and present and just staying there in that moment and petting and staying with your that animal, going for a walk with an animal. That's a great way to do it. There's just different ways to, like I said, these are healthy distractions to bring in. Like I already talked about the physical activity. This is a great time to create playlists. There's a lot of people out there right now who are doing free concerts, but not only that, think about YouTube music and iTunes and all of that, and create a calm, soothing playlist of music that relaxes you. And or create a playlist that when you hear it, you like, that's my jam, and it makes you feel good. Made a playlist of gospel music if that's what you need, that uplift and that encouragement. You can do words of affirmations. I do words of affirmations in my client with my clients all the time, and those can be Bible verses. Those can be looking up positive sayings, and it's, what do you need to hear in that moment to make you feel better, to calm you just a little bit more. So that may mean just looking, you can put affirmations up anywhere. You can put them on your computer, on your phone, if you like Pinterest. And these are even things you can do with kids. If you want to give them something, I tell my clients a great way to do this, I got from a colleague, is if you get a dry erase marker, it erases. So you can write on a mirror, you can write on the refrigerator. So this too shall pass. I can do all things. Whatever you feel like you need in that moment to just help you feel a little bit better and calm, those are great ways to engage in sounds, sights, taste, all of those things. Let's see. You can also, there are right now a lot of apps we call Calm Space or Headspace, and those are deep breathing and meditation apps that we use that you can absolutely get on, and they teach you how to deep breathe. Just honestly taking a good refreshing deep breath can be very helpful and very calming. And so there's things like that. How to talk with children about this. Your children are going to take their lead from you. And so a lot of this is same thing. The goal right now is not to inundate them with a lot of information and details. But the part of this is also giving them the sense of control of understanding what they can. So kids need structure. So like right in their school day, oftentimes kids very much knew what they were going to do when, like, we're going to have our morning work, we're going to have math, this is the special. Kids know their day. So a part of this is helping them feel some sense of control over their day, because a lot of this doesn't make sense to them. And this is kids of any age. Shoot, us adults, all this doesn't make sense to. So helping them help you design, what is our day going to be looking like? Sitting them down and helping them understand, like, what, just even from a basic perspective of what germs are, and helping them understand why it's so important that we always tell them wash their hands and how to cough in your hands. We had a conversation in our house about why you can't sneeze in your hand, why you still do the shoulder, why you do the elbow. And like, Right, because we had that conversation, you touch your doorknob. I think kids don't need to see the news. They need the information. They don't need to know the death count. They don't need to know how many people's diagnosed. What kids are right now worried about is when I can talk to my friends again and how I can talk to my friends if I'm going back to school. They have questions that we don't have answers to, and it's okay to say, we don't know what those answers are right now, but we're going to take this one day at a time. Ask them, how are they feeling? Right now, this is the time. I don't encourage you to, if your kids don't have social media accounts, you don't have to, but you can have your kids talk to other of their friends online. A lot of the teachers, if they can, they're finding ways to engage. My son's first grade teacher comes on live every day and reads to the class because they have a private Facebook group. So a lot of it is helping them understand what they do have control. They can still do their classwork. Well, what did you usually do at this time? Helping create structure with them as much as possible. So you can help by letting them know, mommy and daddy, none of us have all the answers, but we're going to take this one day at a time. Let them know that they can come to you and ask questions. Some of it you're going to be able to answer, and some of it you're not going to be able to answer because none of us have it. But it's that reassurance that I can talk to you about it. I can feel what I need to feel. I can express my concern and my worry and it be accepted and not dismissed. It comes from that place of also helping them, like I said, do think this, they need that connection too. Think about it. Kids are in school with their friends all day. So they still need that connection. So even if they don't get that connection as much with their friends, can they get that connection with family that's in the house? So like I said, can you guys do family game night? Can you guys do family movie night? Can you cook meals together? Can you plan what the food looks like? So helping them feel some sense of control and connection, because we all need that right now. Let's see here. Did I? Yes, love some good jazz. All right. Well, I hope this first Wellness Wednesday was helpful. Um, Please feel free to let me know. And a lot of you know how to reach me. Like I said, I'm a licensed therapist. My name is Chante Meadows. I am the owner of Meadows Counseling. So feel free to reach out to me. If you have questions about this, like I said, I really just wanted to give you that encouragement. We can get through this. This will pass. I know there's so much that's not in our control, and there's so much that is very anxiety provoking right now. And it is totally okay to feel what you need to feel. But let's not just stay there. Let's learn how to take care of our mind in this moment. There's things that we can control, and we can control how much of this news we're taking in, how much we're talking about it, how much we are obsessing of it. And then we can do those things to take care of our mind and our body. Watch what we're eating, watch what we're drinking, get out and be active. Even if it wasn't a part of your normal routine, this is the time to implement that physical activity. Our connection, we still can absolutely have social connection with people. It may not be physically in the same space, but we can do it virtually, just like I'm doing it right now. So taking those times to, if there's people you haven't talked to, go ahead and if there's people you haven't talked to in a while, reach out to them. Start building connections and relationships. Also, like I said before, if there's a time that you've been wanting to do something, get out, do it now, design it, meal plan, create the business. Create the nonprofit, look into it. So, like I said, I just wanted to come on briefly on during our very first Wellness Wednesday and give you a little encouragement and information. I encourage you, thank you first off so much for joining me today. And please join New Salem next Wednesday at 5 o'clock for our next Wellness Wednesday. It has been my pleasure and honor to speak to you today, and I hope you join us again next week. I sure will post my information as well. Everyone have a great day. Be blessed, be safe, and be healthy. Thank you.